This is the ultimate guide to real estate marketing in 2022. So right now I'm helping an agent craft a marketing plan to become a top agent in a new market. And this agent's established in other areas, but he's moving into a new market. And so I'm drawing up this playbook basically with this agent in mind, but this is the same thing I would do. And it doesn't matter if you're established or not. This is essentially the same playbook for a newly licensed agent or someone that's trying to get back into the business. And this is what I would do if I was pursuing the same endeavor. So we'll go through some slides, and it won't be a bunch of text on slides because that's boring. It'll be keywords, and I'll explain each keyword. And this presentation is broken into two parts. The first part, we're going to go through some common marketing concepts. And then after that, we'll do 12 steps to get started, where we basically take those concepts and put them into practice. So we'll jump right into it. So first, I want to talk about personality type. You need to find what your weak spot is and think about if you're a type A or type B personality, or just basically how you do business. Thinking of it from another way, are you more comfortable sitting at a desk and analyzing or grinding out computer work, or would you rather be meeting people and talking to people you already know? And the reason I bring this up is that some agents I meet that are social, it's really hard for them to sit down and draft forms or spend hours working on their online marketing. And others do the opposite, and they spend too much time hiding behind a computer. What you need to do is identify your strong suits and your weak spots, and you need to work with people. You need to partner up or even hire an assistant or a virtual assistant, or even outsource just a simple task to someone that will fill that weak spot for you. So you need to press hard and optimize your talents, but you cannot neglect your weak spots. You need to get someone in there that's going to help you. And then I want to just describe the objective, and then we'll get into the marketing concepts. This is very important. Just think of this. If nothing else you take from this presentation, take these 3 steps, these 3 rules. The top agents have the same structure. I see this consistently. Number 1, they meet as many people as they can, and this is what you need to do, and this is marketing. Marketing is meeting people, introducing your brand to the public. Number 2, let these people know that you're an agent. Let them know what you do. This is engaging. And number 3, adopt them as a client. And that means help them. If they are looking for a home or a lease or a relative is, or they make any mention of anything within the sphere of real estate agency, jump right into it. Help them out. Send them information. So top agents use this. They market, they engage, and they help people with their real estate needs. First things first, you need to create a website. It can be very basic, but it needs to portray you as a professional and clearly state your branding. For example, the type of property that you specialize in, or maybe your geographic area, but your branding needs to be as specific and as targeted as possible. Your website should have valuable information. Think of having maybe local HOA information, local amenities, a directory of what's local, let's say local businesses, or something that someone would probably do a web search for anyways, and make it keyword rich. And then add a blog component with highly targeted articles that are about 300 words long. You don't want your website to be vague. And with all the large scale tech companies that do real estate, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, you name them, people are searching on those sites, and they're going to find those sites. So the point of your site is that it needs to be super targeted. That's why I say putting an HOA directory or something like that. That's how you're going to get people that will use your website as a resource and make it valuable. And then have sister sites or feeder sites. And these can even be landing pages that feed into your main site. And I personally would have at least one, but do as many as you can manage without losing your mind. For example, maybe you do business in a coastal city, That alone is too vague. You can't just be in this particular beach town and market on that. You need to be more targeted and have something like waterfront homes. So maybe you have a waterfront homes website with a list of waterfront homes, information about boat slips, maritime policies, and whatever other info a boat owner would want to know. And then do a landing page that offers something. If the visitor opts in and gives you their email address, maybe offer a free gift, a report, a guide, some sort of data, anything of value that prompts the visitor to opt in. So with business profiles, and this is important because online you're establishing brand credibility. If nothing else, someone's going to meet you in person and then do a search on your name, and they want to see that you're a credible professional. So create business profiles and ask for reviews. Create every business profile you can. Yelp, Google, LinkedIn, a Facebook business page. If it exists out there, make it. And then ask anyone and everyone, past clients, whomever, for as many reviews that you can get. Because reviews, especially the longer the better, that text in it, that's content that the search engine searches for. And I know of people that have spent a great deal of time getting reviews, inputting data with keywords in Yelp, and they come up because search engines love Yelp because it's so info rich and keyword rich. And so it's a way for people to come up and find an agent that has a specific target area that has a bunch of reviews that relate to that. So that's why it's important. Same with social media. Create every social media profile that you can. Then follow every person in your targeted demographic and then like and engage with their social media posts. And when you engage with these people, they're going to want to see who is engaging with their profile. So if someone posts a picture of a sunset and you like it, that person might say, who liked that picture of the sunset I posted? And they're going to see your profile. And your profile should be a personal profile. I don't think you should have some business profile. I think that is cheesy and puts people's guards up. I think that what's better is if you have a personal profile that states your profession and your brand and a way to contact. So people are more likely to engage you on a personal level, but recognize what you do for a living. Because what you do, that's the second degree, or that's the 2.0 step in the relationship. What you're trying to do is engage someone with something valuable. If someone's asking, hey, what did you do to fence your property so your dog doesn't get out? And they're asking on Nextdoor, or they're asking on a Facebook group that's local. Don't go on there. And I'll quick side note, but don't go on there and start talking about your business. Tell them what you would do, like you would a neighbor. If you've done it, if you actually know the answer, help them out. And then they will go and they'll see. And then that's how you build a relationship. What I see online is people say something about real estate, and I see a ton of agents dogpile on one thread saying, hey, if you need help with your home, by then it's too late. That moment of opportunity has long passed, and likely that person that needs help, when they did choose, before they got dogpiled on a thread, they chose someone they knew, and they met that someone usually by a relationship that has nothing to do with real estate. All right, have a YouTube channel. And so do a vlog, a video blog, just a fancy word for video blog, on YouTube with highly targeted content. Post a video at least once a week. Walk around a local area. Explain something into the video on your phone, then upload it. Syndicate that link that you get when you upload a video to all your social media pages and on your email list. And then put a call to action in the video description. And sometimes agents think, well, it doesn't get a lot of views, or I've done it and I didn't get that many views. You don't need a lot of views. You're not going to have some sort of monetizable YouTube channel. You're not going to be a YouTube star. That's not the point at all. It's that video search and video content has emerged as being a contender for the best content to put online, as opposed to the older stuff where it's all text. Video helps you get discovered, and you want it targeted. If you walk around your town or you walk around a community, how many people are interested in that? Very few, maybe less than 24, maybe only a dozen. But the point is that someone that's looking in that neighborhood, buyers are so sophisticated right now. and so are sellers for that matter. Everyone can access all the MLS data online. There's an abundance of information, but people want to know more, so they dig online. So if there's a neighborhood, let's just make up some neighborhood name. Let's call it Stonegate, and it's a community of whatever, 300 homes or something. Well, go do a walking tour of Stonegate and explain everything about Stonegate or whatever neighborhood it is, and then put as much information on the description as possible, and then lead it back to a landing page or your website, or put, of course, your phone, email, and then maybe a link to a page where they can sign up for a newsletter. But the point is that you're not this isn't a race to get as many views on your channel as possible or build some subscriber base. Not at all. The point is that all it takes is the right person to watch that video and then go, oh, this person is an expert on that area. This person gets it. And then they're going to ask you because you know the HOA, because you walked Stonegate, because they found you and they feel like they know you from walking that neighborhood. I've seen this work. I've seen an agent go, and I've seen an agent make videos for all sorts of kind of local guide videos, very low number of views, gets a deal out of it. One deal, you're making 10, 20, 30, you're making a large commission. All it takes is one deal. So don't underestimate YouTube. It all fits into this. It's crucial that you build a list. This is very important. Everything you do online must be a way for every visitor to opt in to your newsletter and build a list. These are your leads. These are your prospects. Once they opt in and you have their email, do a drip campaign. Invite them to events. Use a free service like Mailchimp.com. I like that. That's what I use. I've used it for different lists. You can use whatever list service you want. But the point is that you need, on your profiles online and your website, you need a way to capture people's email addresses so that you can stay in contact and build a relationship with them. Don't bore people. When you create content, make sure it has value. Don't bore people with trivial information or about your personal real estate expertise. Show them. Talk about, walk the walk. Don't just talk about it. Show them the neighborhood. Teach them something that of value. Tell them something that important that relates to their world or what they're looking for. Something that they would want to look up online or even pay for to know. But you're handing that valuable information, that valuable content to them as a convenient gift. Sending mailers is an expensive proposition that requires long-term consistency. So you need to choose an area that you can afford to shower with postcards indefinitely. Create an attractive postcard with your branding, let's say neighborhood comps or some sort of information that will pique interest. Even when I rented a townhome years ago, I would get flyers that had comps on it, and I was interested how much this townhome I'm renting is worth. So have something that will pique someone's interest, like comps, pictures of people. The eye automatically looks. It's just a human instinct. And then a call to action. Update comps and resend at least once a month. There you go. There's your mailing campaign. Just swap out the comps and to show what market activity is so people can easily see how much the home down the street is going for or what size the home that recently sold is compared to theirs. And you can do something through USPS, like their Every Door Direct Mail campaign that saves you money. So I'll give you an example. Here's a postcard I did. This is at least 10 years old now. Wildly different market than we're in at this point in 2022. But this is a postcard. It has people on it, has a call to action. It has something that will pique someone's interest. This was at the time an aggressive campaign that we did. It has 2 different ways to contact me. It has a phone number. It has a link to a landing page, and so these postcards you can print out easily. And I'll explain in our 12 steps to get started what you can do to get postcards going. But you get a postcard made, inexpensive, postcard postage, less expensive, and you can do high volume of this. Traditional advertisements, banners, billboards, benches in public areas, these are low return propositions. So they must be done in conjunction with other forms of marketing, because alone advertisements will not get you business. They're part of a strategy to saturate an area with your brand for name recognition. Every advertisement must have your branding and a call to action. So if there's not a high return for the amount of investment, I would be very careful or not even bother with some of these, because again, this is a saturation approach. So if you do it, make sure you have a call to action, your branding and a call to action. For example, sell your home in 7 days over asking price, or something that's going to call for action, and then give them an easy way to reach you. I like domain names, and the easier the domain that leads back to a landing page, the better, especially if it's words where the call to action is actually the domain. That's the easiest. When I hear things like a phone number on a radio, I think it's the worst, because it's hard to remember random digits, especially when you're listening to something, meaning that you're probably driving or you're working on something in your house or repairing something, so you're listening in the background. So it's not that convenient to write something down. But if I say something like, Blue Home Now, or just something like that, it's a lot easier .com. It's a lot easier for people to remember. Door knocking. I'm against door knocking. As far as I'm concerned, that form of advertising is extinct, or at least it should be. I used to cold call for hours. I got countless listings through cold calling, but that was years ago, many years ago. Now I think it's dated and annoying. I would not do it. I think that we're in the information age. The goal is to create a relationship of trust through information. This is why I'm an advocate of inbound marketing, providing something of value and having people reach out to you. I know some agents still cold call. That's fine for them. Really, the only answer for a marketing strategy is to test and see what works for you. It doesn't suit me, because even when I did it, I felt it was such a grind that it's not something that I wanted to do on a long-term basis. It was something that I would go back to when I felt like my pipeline was depleted, and I would grind through it and then rebuild my listing pipeline and then take a break from it, because I just didn't like doing it. But again, that was years ago, and at this point I don't necessarily think that it's the best approach. With events, invite contacts on your list and invite them on your social media account to hosted events. Set up an easy event, maybe a happy hour or tasting or a tour of a local venue. Buy a gift and do a raffle for attendees. So pick a date, create a function, add some prizes, and then advertise it everywhere you can. Another option is to find something appealing for your target demographic, then team up with a corresponding business to co-sponsor. For example, do you sell waterfront homes? Host it with a boat dealer. Do you sell horse properties? Host it with a horse tack shop. If that's too fancy, then let's go with, imagine you sell condos in a particular building. Host it with a local maid service or a window washer, or something that's pertinent to the real estate that you're selling. Not difficult. There's always a pertinent service. And then offer a prize, raffle it off for the attendees. Similar to raffling, do a sweepstakes or contest and just offer prizes online. If you don't have enough people, or you can't put together an event just yet for whatever reason, do it online. Do a sweepstakes or contest and let people enter and participate, or put an offer out for people to be entered in a drawing for a prize if they give you a name and email, so you can add them to your prospect list and do a drip marketing email campaign. And then offer a gift in return for that prospect for opting into your list building. And with that list building, give them valuable content. Don't just go on about yourself and how you're the best agent in the world and you're super cool. They don't care that much. They'll decide that on their own when they see the work that you do, when they see that you do YouTube videos about, or a report, or you have a directory about every HOA, or You offer valuable information that anyone living in that neighborhood wants to know about schools or local policy or whatever it is. They'll realize that you're a professional when you give them that valuable information, and they need to realize that on their own, not have you just go on about how you're the best to them. Offer value. Your content online should be valuable to the reader. The content should be valuable to the person that shows up to an event or a raffle or your social media profile or wherever you have presence. And then you need to show up. You need to participate in the community that you want to serve as much as possible. Participate with the HOAs. Offer to sponsor refreshments. If there's a local HOA in a neighborhood that you're working, ask if you can come and just introduce yourself at the meeting and sponsor it with croissants and juice or coffee or bagels or whatever people like to have as refreshments at meetings. Make garage sale signs, loan them out with your professional information on it. So garage sale, signed courtesy of Jane Johnson Realty. And then visit any public event where you can engage people. Where is there a public gathering and what can you bring to the table? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. You need to leverage. You cannot do all this by yourself. And you need to do this as much as you can afford in your budget. So hire help from platforms like, well, certainly let's start with this. Hire local help or someone that can assist you. If you're unable to do that, go on a platform like Upwork.com and you have an infinite number of people that are experienced with real estate or whatever you do that can help you. And you can go and have just a task done, like on Fiverr. It's Fiverr with 2Rs.com. You can go on Fiverr and you can have whatever you need, design work, social media assistance, whatever you need to have done. There's a contractor out there you can hire online. It's not expensive and they will help you. Let's talk about 12 steps to get started. Let's put some of these ideas into practice. First things first, you're going to build your website with targeted branding. There's going to be a blog component. You're going to create a place for visitors to subscribe to your content, like the list that we're talking about. You're going to use keywords that capture some of your competitors' traffic. If there's a local expert in the area and you're new, I would put information about that person on there. Not bad information. I would help them. I might even put a story about how I met that agent and how they're great. Or how when you first came to that area, you met that agent. Here's another idea: Google Ads. Now that can get expensive, so you have to be careful. But you could do a Google Ads campaign, and rather than blowing money on keywords like whatever the name of the city, homes, or something, you'll never ever make a dent in that ocean of content that exists by large tech companies like Zillow and everyone else. Again, you need to be targeted. So what should your AdWords look like? I would choose a dozen AdWords, and they'd probably be based on who are the top 3 or 2 agents in the area, who dominates. And then I might do an AdWord campaign where the keywords are that agent's name, reviews, contact information, something like that, where people searching for that particular agent in the area find your profile. So try to stand on the shoulders of people that have done a lot of marketing in the area and already built up name recognition. Ultimately, you just need to build that website. I say create a Mailchimp list because I'm partial. I like Mailchimp. I think they're very user-friendly. I like their interface. You can use whatever list you want. List builder you want, Constant Contact, iContact, Aweber. I mean, there's so many out there, but you need to have a list of prospects that you market to, and anyone that you come in contact with needs to be added to your newsletter, and your newsletter needs to be valuable information that they won't find boring. That's your magazine. You don't want to give a boring magazine to people. Create business profiles on every page that you can, and ask for reviews for these business profiles from everyone that you can. So just go through, make a Yelp profile, make a LinkedIn company page profile, Facebook Company page profile. What real estate sites allow you to make? Do you have a company page on all the real estate sites like Realtor.com or Zillow? You need to be everywhere. And you need to do the same thing with social media platforms. So number 4, create a personal social media profile with your professional information in the profile. So again, create a profile, unassuming, maybe just your name, then follow and engage everyone in your target demographic. And try this. Don't talk about real estate unless you're asked. Think about that. When you engage with people, make it a rule. You never are the first person to talk about real estate. Let them start that conversation. Your job is to engage in matters outside of real estate entirely. Everything outside of real estate. Create the YouTube channel we were talking about. Post a video at least weekly. So explore traditional advertisement. This is number 6. I know I haven't been keeping the numbers that well, but so number 6 on the list of 12. Look for high visibility, low cost signs for advertising. And it needs to be a good value or else don't bother. Create postcard mailers. Here's another postcard I had made. I didn't make this personally. I contracted with someone that's a graphic designer. And she was online. I hired this person online. I've never met her in person, but she created this postcard many years ago for Balboa Real Estate. If you want to design it on your own, you can create a free account at canva.com, canva.com, create your own postcard, save it to your computer, go to overnightprints.com, and then have thousands of them printed off. Really simple stuff. I've done that exact campaign myself. I've gone in Canva, made one myself, and then I've printed them at overnightprints.com by the thousands. Then I go into the MLS, I go into Realist, and I pull data. Or I go to CoreLogic, or I go to Property Radar. It used to be called Foreclosure Radar, but there's another website called propertyradar.com. Your MLS is going to have some tax data provider. There's CoreLogic, or there's a comparable vendor you can just find by searching. And then create a search for your target demographic, print address labels, put them on your postcards, and then send them out. Create a listing presentation. And if you want, you can design it, and hold off on actually producing it until you have a listing appointment. But if you're going to a listing appointment, bring a listing book, a coffee table book with any information you can about the home and about your story as an agent and how those two worlds combine. I would create a listing book and I would show up and I'd say, here's a coffee table book all about your home and about the area or something like that. So even if, and the implication is even if they don't hire you, you've given this gift because that's what you are. You deliver value. That's the message you're sending. If you don't want to spring for a book, which I highly recommend, then at least make a color packet in a branded folder with color printouts of what should be in that book. And I've done this too. Vistaprint.com. You can get very, very inexpensive printing for those folders, those branded folders, and you put your information in there. But you can do a single run print for a book, for a coffee table book. And if you want, you could do those just for more prestigious presentations and just a folder for the less lower dollar value listings where you won't make as much and you can't afford to invest that much. Hold a raffle. Create a raffle for whatever audience you have. Market the raffle and then give. Give a prize to the winner and then publicize the outcome of your raffle. And it might start really small. Maybe just do a little raffle online for whatever reason with a little prize. Put it out there. Let someone win. Maybe only 3 or 4 or 5 people enter and you're giving one of them a gift. That's okay. Tell everyone else what you did. Not brag, but just say that congratulations to so-and-so for winning at the raffle. Next raffle is this date. And then spark interest. That's what you're doing. You're introducing yourself and you're engaging. Make some 18-inch by 24-inch Coroplast signs that say garage sale, courtesy of you with your contact info. I have this example here, presented by your name. I actually wouldn't even do that. I mean, if I was designing this sign, I would have garage sale on the top. I'd have, or you actually could say presented by your name. And then in the bottom though, where it says the address, put your domain or your landing page or wherever you want people to contact you that you think will make it easy for them to contact you. And then once you have these made, call upcoming garage sales that meet your criteria and loan out signs. Go online, when's there a garage sale, reach out to the person and say, hey, I'm a local agent. Would you like some signs? I can drop them off and they'll help people find your garage sale. That's it. Relationship building and name recognition. Donate refreshments and introduce yourself. Think of local events with your target demographic. Any group that meets up. Sponsor a PTA meeting or an HOA meeting. Anything. Ask if you can sponsor and bring the bagels and coffee or refreshments in exchange just to simply say hi. That's it. Don't even try to sell them on you. Just tell them who you are and what you do. I'm this person and I'm around. If you are curious, I have a directory for contact information for whatever it is in this area. Or if you need forms, I have blank forms on my website. Anyways, I'm a local agent. Nice to meet everyone. That's it. Just something very simple. You're not trying to go in for the close. You're just trying to get your name out. That's it. All right, and that was number 12. So remember, meet as many people as you can. Let them know that you're an agent. Adopt them as a client by helping them. Do you have any questions, any comments? Please leave a comment below. I'm happy to answer. Thank you for watching. I do hope that you found this helpful, and I wish you the very best of luck in 2022.